Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. Today is my week 3 update for my 50 items per day 4-month declutter. This is the pick a number declutter challenge. It is a collab. I invited other channels to do it along with me, and I also invited you guys to do it along with me. Some of you are letting me know in the comments what you've been decluttering, but there will be a playlist in the description box so you can check out all of the other channels and see what they are doing. Everybody is just doing it on their own timeline, and we're just adding it to the same playlist, so you can go in there and click on those and scroll down to the bottom of the playlist if you want to see the new stuff. But either way you want to do it, check it out, and I'm sure you'll find some things that will be very motivating and have a lot of inspiration for you. Some people are choosing to do 50 items per day like I am. Some people are choosing just to do 1 or 10, or some are actually not even choosing a number. They're just decluttering extra, and then they're posting updates in the playlist. So again, be sure you check that out. But for now, I'm going to pop on into my declutter for this week, week 3 of the challenge, and show you what I gathered for all the days of the week. It's over 350 items, and hopefully it will inspire you to peek into some extra places and look for some extra things that you are ready to let go of. So if you want to declutter along with me, or do a little organizing, cleaning, tidying, whatever, or just kick back and grab something to drink and relax, grab your stuff and come on, and let's do this together. I woke up with my neck and head hurting a little bit this morning. Not enough to make me sick, but just enough to slow me down. And you know what? That happens sometimes. But on those days, if I'm not feeling sick, if I can still do it, I try to make sure that I still get my decluttering in, especially when I'm doing my 50 items per day challenge. So I'm going to go for an easy thing today, and I'm going to see if maybe one of these binders has some stuff in it that I can let go of. I don't even need to count it all. I'm just going to estimate. So if one of these has stuff that I'm pretty much okay with letting go, I'm just going to count it as my 50, because they're pretty wide. I'm sure there's at least 50 pages in them. I pulled this binder out because it was a pretty thick one, and when I looked inside, I found that it had this folder in here. There are some pages in here, not that many. I don't know that this would be 50, probably not. But this is from one of my Spanish classes back when I was in college. And that was in the early 2000s. I had 2 years of Spanish, but you know what? I have not kept up with it, and I don't intend to be studying it anytime soon. These are my notes and quizzes and the syllabus and things from my classes, and I just don't need to keep them anymore. So I'm okay with letting that go. And as it happens, I have 3 more binders from my Spanish classes, and all 4 of them are going to be leaving. Now, this is way more than 50 pages. I'm not going to count them, because my thing is, if it's over 50, then that counts. So there's no need for me to count it. It's not about the number. It's just about the motivation to continue looking if I haven't met my goal. You don't have to do that, but that's what it does for me. I don't normally do number goals and things like that. But I find that when I have my 50 items per day, or whatever you pick, but when I have my 50 items per day thing, if I'm up to, 37, I got to look for that other 13. I'm going to look in places that I wouldn't have looked, right? So I'm going to keep looking. And this time, I would have looked for some other things around my house, but like I said, I wasn't feeling really well today. So I decided to go for the easy win, and look what it got me. I looked for something easy and decided to look just a little bit further, even though I found my 50, and I'm going to be letting go of all of these things. Now, I will show you something. This is gross, but you see all that down there? It's cat food. Yeah, we've had a mouse. It's been a while. These things have been in this shelf for years. It is no telling how long ago. I haven't seen a sign of a mouse recently, other than like this, the stuff that they've left behind. So when I pulled out the binders, I started hearing stuff falling on the floor. It is cat food. This is one of the reasons that I say it's gross down here, and it is one of the reasons why I need to get this area cleaned up, because I'm still finding residue and stuff from when we had a mouse years ago. Okay, so it's been a while since I've been down in here. I didn't even think about this. Yeah, they must be coming and getting the cat food. We had a cat, actually we had a cat that she lived down here in the basement because she was older and she was missing her leg, and I'm wondering if it was from that long ago. She's been gone for years. She died years ago. She was an older cat and she died years ago. And that's probably from then, because I have not pulled these things out and looked here, and it never occurred to me that this was going on. But yeah, it's been going on. So, ew. Okay, well, enough of that. That's gross. But anyway, for today, we are letting go of all of this stuff. And then I'm going to get back to feeling better and get back to decluttering even more when I do. For Sunday, I have 69 books plus 2 bookmarks, 4 pieces of stuff that can go into recycling, and 3 plastic bags, and that comes to a total of 78 items. Today, I'm hoping to find my 50 somewhere in these little binder thingies down here. These are notes from when I was in college. Some things I may want to hang on to depending on which subject it was, but I think there'll be other things that I'm pretty sure I can let go of today. But just so you can see, I have been emptying out these shelves. They're not quite empty yet, but they're getting there. That's my goal, to get this all cleared out. Let's get started right down here and see if we can't find 1 or 2 of these to let go of right now. I found 2 packs of notes that I am ready to let go of. These are from classes that I enjoyed, but I don't really have any interest in hanging on to the stuff from those classes, so I don't even really need to go through this stuff. I'm just going to let it go. And as you can see, there's way more than 50 items in each of these packs, so this was a very quick declutter. I decided to swap out this old switch plate. It's on the wall going down to our basement. It's very dark here, and so you see it kind of blends in and you can't see it well. Well, I put up this switch plate. I'll be able to see that a whole lot better. You see the difference? Yeah, it's dark in this stairwell. It looks like it's lit up, but that is actually the light on my camera on my phone. It's actually very dark here, which is why you really can't even tell that it's that nasty. That is awful. Yeah, it's worse than I even knew it was. I need to paint that wall, and when I get around to doing that, I'll just take this switch plate off. But for now, I'm going to have it on here. I will be able to see where the switch is very easily, and also if I put it somewhere in a drawer to use later once I get around to painting this wall, I'll probably forget where it's at. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up here, and this one is going to get decluttered. And just as a reminder, once again, don't forget to toss out that packaging and break it down before you put it in your recycling bin so it'll take up less space. And also, toss out any mail that comes through that you don't need to keep. Go ahead and let it go now and get it out of your way so it doesn't clutter up your space. These are the items that I decluttered in my Tiny Tidy on Tuesday, but I didn't have 50 items yet, so I gathered a few more, including some mail, some packaging, that switch plate that I swapped out with another switch plate that I found while I was decluttering, and then I went through some drawers and cabinets here in the kitchen, and I found some straws and plastic spoons and knives that I can go ahead and let go of, and some towels and rags, and then I also found this little sign here. I'm ready to let that go. So all of these things add up to 50 items for Tuesday. For today's declutter, I looked in the spare bedroom closet and found 24 items of clothing that I am ready to let go of, and I also found 26 hangers. I'm ready to let this mirror go. You see how it's got dust all accumulating on here? You know, I don't like to dust things, And I'm not going to hang it up anywhere either. I did have it in my bathroom for a while. I've used it as like a tray on furniture and set stuff on it, but I'm ready to let it go. Now that I've been doing this declutter challenge for a couple of weeks, I've decided that I'm just going to go ahead and start letting go of some of the things that I've been hanging on to because maybe I'll use them, but the reality is I'm probably not going to. I've kept these rugs for many years. There's 2 of them here, little throw rugs. And I bought these when I redid our bathroom at our previous home. We've been here for like, what, 14 years now? And I've never used them here. And the truth is that I don't really like scatter rugs because you trip on them, you have to vacuum them, you have to wash them, and all that stuff. And, you know, I'm just to the point where now I'm just going to admit it. Even though I love these rugs, they're very pretty, I'm not ever going to put them down. If I was going to put them down, I would have done it by now. The only room that I really have purple in, I think I have a little bit in our bedroom, but my office has purple in it. But I really don't want to put them in there. It would be beautiful. These would be really pretty in there, but I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to deal with scatter rugs of any sort. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass these on. I did think about using them in some way and just using them, let the cats lay on them or something, and then toss them after that. But you know what? Why do that? I'm just going to go ahead and pass them on. Somebody who really likes to have scatter rugs can use them for something. And they're nice on the back. They have a little bit of a stick to them, I guess you would say. But the only purpose really they would serve for me is if we were moving something heavy and I needed to slide it across the floor. But you know what? I can find a towel or something for that. I don't need to keep these. So that was a long way of saying these can go. I really love this bird cage. It's really tall, and I've used it in several places in my house. I had it in my living room. At one point, I had it in the little spot between the dining room and the family room. Just had it sitting there by the entrance, and it was really nice. It was sitting on the floor. It's very tall. I don't know if you can tell how tall it is. See, that's a table behind there. It's as tall. It's taller than the table, actually. But it requires a lot of maintenance. You have to dust it and stuff, and you know, if you watch my channel, you know, I really just don't want to. I don't like to dust things. It's not that it's hard. It's just that I know me, and I will have all the best intentions, but this is what happens. I don't dust it. And so it's time for me to just go ahead and let it go because I gave myself a chance and I still didn't dust it. So it's time for it to go. So bye-bye, pretty birdcage. I love you. I appreciate you. But it's time for me to let you go to someone else who will dust you as you deserve to be dusted. Right, Pumpkin? Yeah, we're going to let it go, huh? And there's no bird in there. Sorry, Bubby. I had this runner at our other house. It was in the spare bedroom, and it was very pretty. And then we moved here, and I put it in the spare bedroom here, the one that actually is now my office. Because at one point I had a day bed in there, and I had it decorated very pretty. But then when I changed it to my office, I didn't want it didn't work for me in there, and so I moved it over into the other spare bedroom, but the one that I call the doom room. But it kind of clashed with the blue carpet, so that didn't last very long. And so I thought about letting it go, and then I thought, well, you know what? I need to have stair treads going on the stairs going down to the basement. Maybe I can use it for that. So my fantasy self thought that I might actually do something like that, but now my real self says, girl, you ain't never going to do that. Let it go. So I'm going to let it go. I'm going to just purchase stair treads and be okay with that and let this thing go intact to a new home where it can shine and be beautiful and appreciated. And plus, I don't want to keep vacuuming it because I have cats. And yeah, that get cat hair on it, and then I gotta vacuuming it all the time, and I don't want to trip over its little edges anymore. And so, lots of reasons to go ahead and just let it go. So, bye-bye, Brooke. And this is another one of those things that I've just been hanging on to, thinking that I would give it away to someone as a gift. I don't think I bought it for myself. I think I bought it actually to give it as a gift, but we haven't. And I know we've had it for a few years, so it's time to go ahead and pass it along. I'm ready to say goodbye to these stars. If I can get them out here. A little bit noisy, but I think I have 3. Let's see if I can grab them. Oh, I have 4. Yeah, so there's 2 more back there. Let me grab those out and I'll put them in my pile. I kept looking all around this room, in the shelves and everywhere, seeing if I could find anything else that I am ready to let go of now. And you know what? I found a lot of stuff. I have 24 items, all of it from this room. All of it is stuff that I have been through before and couldn't let go of yet, but now I'm ready to say goodbye to it. And you can see there are lots of different types of things. There's a lot of it's decorations and stuff like that, baskets and pictures and trays and the stars and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? It's time for me to let it go. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm ready to let these bells go. They make noise every time we open or close this door. And I've had them so long, their little rope is fraying. I used to have them hanging on the door going from the kitchen to the garage, and I liked them there, but then I realized at one point they were scratching the door. So they were making a mark on it, and I don't want them to do that here, but you can see it's already happening. We don't use this door a lot, so I'm sure that's why it's not worse than that, but it's time for these things to go. They're pretty, they make a nice sound, but also a dust catcher, and it's something I just don't think to dust. So, time to go. I took all of those things upstairs, but I wanted to show you before I move on to the next thing that I also cleared out some more stuff from these shelves while I was tidying up down here. After, carrying that stuff up, I thought, hey, I can move those to another spot where they seem like they fit a little bit better. But I wanted to point out that every time I come down here and take some things out and say, okay, I'm ready to let it go, what it does is allows me at another time later on to come back and go, oh, I'm ready to let go of that thing too. So it lets you see the things that you couldn't see because there's so much stuff, you just can't see it, right? It's kind of like, where's Waldo? Because you just don't see it. There's just so much stuff, you just can't see it. So, yeah, but you know what? I do see a Waldo. This is going to be a Waldo. This is something that I'm sure it's just been sitting here. I've probably touched it. Well, actually, I moved it to get something else out that I did let go of. But I'm ready to let this go. This is from my old phone. I don't need to keep this anymore. So it's time to let it go. So just keep it in mind that with each layer of things that you take out of an area, it will clear things up for you. It'll make you see the rest of the stuff that you just simply couldn't see or couldn't see that you were ready to let it go yet. But now that you see it and you're seeing it with a new perspective, you'll know and you can let it go. I found several items around my house that are decor, that sort of stuff. I think I'm up to maybe 26 or 27 items now. I don't remember, but anyway, it's not 50. So I decided to go through 1 or 2 of these and see if I can find some more papers that I can let go of. And as long as it's over 50, if I find at least 25 things in here, I'm good. That's my 50 for the day. So I'm just going to grab 1 or 2 out and go through them real quickly and see if I can let some of it go. I looked through this folder and I was hoping that I would be able to let go of most, if not all of it. But as it turns out, it is a folder from one of my English classes and it contains some of my writing and some of the papers that went along with that. So I'm not quite ready to say goodbye to all of that yet. I want to look at it a little bit more thoroughly. But I was able to find over 25 pieces of paper that I can let go of. I didn't count it all. I don't know how many is really here, but it's over 25, and that's all I need to make my 50 for today. So I'm going to put this back on the shelf, and I can revisit it again at a later date. Here are all the things that I decluttered for week 3 of my 50 items per day challenge. This is 7 days worth of 50 items per day, so over 350 items, and I am doing that throughout the month of January. And also, you can't see it here, but I decluttered thousands of emails one day as well, so I think that should count. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you did any decluttering this week. Are you doing the challenge along with us? Let me know how it's going for you. For now, I'm going to say happy decluttering, and I'll see you next time. My house is so cluttered, I can't find a thing. It's like searching for Waldo in a puzzled up scene. I look all around, I look high, I look low. I search every inch, but Waldo's a no-show. Frustration is building by the 3rd time around, and my focus is keen. Still, no Waldo is found. And right when I think, I give up, I give in, I finally spot where Waldo has been. Perhaps a declutter would help me keep track of things I get out but neglect to put back. If little by little I have less and less, I'm sure I'll find Waldo. Can't hide with no mess. What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah.